double, redouble, 2 hearts, 3 diamonds, 4 hearts. Yes.
Well, entirely predictable, really. Yeah. No, it wasn't a no-play game. I mean, it was probably just about on the limit for... Oh, they were non-vulnerable, yeah. I mean, you needed to pick up the trumps. I mean, you might escape a diamond lead. No, they did it, yes, yeah.
But you see the danger if you don't overcall 1-no trump with the east hand. It is an upgrade, I agree. We see the danger if you pass. I don't think you'll get in at all. 1 heart pass, 1 spade from south, pass, 1-no, and North will be declarer and 1-no trump when you can make 3-no trumps your way.
Well, I don't think anyone would pass. I mean, it's perfectly clear that the hand is worth 15 points. You're quite right, you know, that you emphasise that's why you should bid it. But I mean, it seems a fairly clear bid to me.
Then again, 1-no trump play by North is no bargain, while against not, it will go quite a few down. But not 4, I don't think. Or maybe it will.
He had ace 10x of hearts and was hoping for the jack or queen opposite, which indeed he found. I mean, you see a lot of 1-no trump overcalls on 15 or 16 with only 1 stopper in the major suit that's been opened, but worse prospects than that, really. 1-no trump gives partner a good sounding board if he's just got a bit of length somewhere else. Not enough to overcall on his own right.
According to KNR, the Kaplan and Rubens hand evaluator, which David hates, the east hand wasn't even worth 14 points, only 13.95 because of the 4-3-3-3 shape.
Well, I'll knock a little chip off my thoughts of that piece of software down a 0.1% further. Well, the main reason I think it's a bit silly is that you can't evaluate hands equally before you know whether you're going to play in a suit or no trumps, or before you know if you've got a trump fit. It might be okay if they just claimed it as a evaluator for no trumps. So presumably the K&R wouldn't be knocking off very much if you switch the 3 10s into 2s, if it already thinks it's less than 14.
Yeah, very right. Lauria actually North didn't open at his table, and Lauria opened 1-no trump, 15-17. Yeah, many switch to 14-16, and I can understand them, because if you switch to 14-16, you can open your balanced 11 counts, because now a rebit of one note trump will show 11-13 rather than 12-14.
Yes, but you have to pay for all that sort of thing. Means you've got to rebid 2 no trumps on 17 when partner may have responded on a 5 count.
Not necessarily. If you play transfer responses to one club, I don't think so. Then your rebid of one note trump could show 17-19.
Well, only if you open the club.
Yes, say it goes club a heart to show spades. Now you can bid one note trump to show 17-19. Because with 11-13 you would always bid one spade. But that requires, of course, that you're allowed to bid one spade on a doubleton, so that one spade shows 2 or 3. Some require 3 to bid a spade, but I think it's better to play it as 2 or 3. That frees one note trump as the very strong note trump. So if you play that method, David, one club, 2 note trumps, not the usual 2 note trumps. It's a very strong spade race, 4-card spade race, like 17 plus with 4-card spades. Jacobi-like.
Well, I'm still not completely vertical. So
you're not convinced. Okay. Do you know of any top pairs who play the Klinger power 1 note trump 17-20? No, I don't, but I remember that the Roman club, when that system still existed, had 1 note trump as 17-20. But I don't think we can find any pairs playing Roman club, not even in Italy.
Apart from anything else, and that makes 1 no trump oboe so rare, comparatively rare. You don't really want a 3-point rate either.
Yeah, which is actually a 4-point range, 17-20, 17, 18, 19, 20.
That's right, yeah, 3 points between and 4 difference.
Okay, how do we like 5 hearts here? Maybe you want to double instead. I mean, 5 hearts is unilateral, a double is flexible. I mean, you are past hand.
Well, I'm not sure about double. Partner's not going to move from it very often, is he? And you don't have that good defence. It's not obvious to bid 5 hearts with so many points.
This is going to be expensive. 800 against nothing.
Well, pretty unusual anyway, going to the 5 level on a 3-card fit. And basically you may be expecting 9 trumps, but you're with only 9 trumps. If you could make 5 hearts with that looking handy against 4 spades.
Four spades makes? Why would that make? Isn't it down 1? I saw 4 losers. Maybe I have to look again. Will I not lose 2 hearts, a spade and a diamond?
Well, as long as the ace of hearts isn't led and South switches to hearts when he gets in with the spade ace. Looks like you've had it. Well, we've seen 2. We thought Zia might lose quite a packet, and he was rescued by freak lies of the cards, getting to a grand slam when game went off, and getting to a small slam when game went off, so he had small swings instead of something double figure swing. So maybe here somehow they'll let 620 through and it'll happen a 3rd time.
But I agree with the double. I mean, you have to act with that hand. You can't sit still. You have 10 count, ace, king, king. Just past 4 spades. I think double is fine.
I think pass is fine from north as well.
Yeah. I mean, you would only bid if you expect to make. In fact, I like it all here. I like 4 spades, I like double, and I like pass. What can North-South make? 5 diamonds? Probably.
well, have a bit of work to do.
Yeah. We have two club losers. And West has the doubles, and
Anyway, pretty clear from Declarer's point of view. He's clear the trumps and knock out 2 clubs, so might be okay. What happens if they switch to diamonds now? If he roughs and plays, draws all the trumps, he's got 1 trump left.
can they get it more than 1 down, David? You did analyze that he has enough trumps, even with trumps 4-1, to knock out the ace-king of clubs and enjoy the clubs. I haven't, but you're probably right.
No, I was wondering what the situation was. I mean, if he's shortened with a diamond now, he's only got 1 trump more. If he draws all the trumps, he's only got 1 trump left, knocks out a club and gets forced to gain, and the top clubs are with the long diamonds, so...
But what if he knocks...
Interested to see.
What if he plays clubs first?
Yes. Well, then they shorten him. What does he do then? It's got the same trump length as South then, if he's had to rough twice.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, maybe he... can't make use of Dummy's half.
Yeah, but doesn't he have 9 tricks then, on just playing on cross rough then? Well, that would only give him 8 tricks, so he needs a club.
Right, well now he can just draw trumps.
Now he can, yeah. He has 2 extra trumps. I'm asked about voice on mobile devices. The answer is no, there is no voice on mobile devices. Not yet. Our technicians are working on it, and they expect to have it in the future. We don't know when, but it will be available eventually. On
So,
top that there used to be voice on a mobile, but maybe it doesn't work anymore, so they're working on it. So you can't at the moment. I believe you can on an iPad, though. Some people can, at least. What are we waiting for, David? Do we know?
well, I've just tapped in these cards into deep finesse to see what happens on a diamond switch.
Yeah? And what is the reply? Down one, presumably.
Well, it does say that he has to, after roughing the diamond switch, has to play on clubs.
That was my first thought. Set up your side suit first.
Then you have to accept the force, further force, coming down to 3 trumps in your hand to South's 4.
So now you have 2 spades available as South. If you bid that as a hard race, you don't know which minor East has, so you check between 3 and 4 card support or your own suit. So I think 2 spades should just show a hard race. Too good for 3 hearts.
Well, it's a bit complicated to make it on a diamond switch. You end up with a situation where you've got Jack of trumps and a good club, and South has got two lesser trumps and a heart, and you've set up a heart in dummy, so it wasn't a clear cut. For any of you out there who haven't heard of Deep Finesse, that's a whole product that allows you to see if any contracts can be made or they can be beaten, and it's completely free of charge. You can download it free from the internet. Do Google search on Deep Finesse. I spend several hours a day writing about bridge, and don't think I could do it. Certainly couldn't be so productive without the wonderful Deep Finesse program. Dedicated one of my books to the guy who wrote it. I mean, there are other equally good pieces of software like Gib around that have followed in its wake. In fact, in some ways Gib is better because it predicts much better about over tricks and under tricks how many. But Deep Finesse is the original, and I have it going on my screen sort of for many hours a day, and praise the day when it was invented.
Now East-West may be in trouble, because East took another bit. So Sia smelling blood now, although he has a heart bit. He has 4 spades and 4 of East minor. So 3 spades definitely not be cheap. And I think Sia will defend here at this vulnerability. He'll not go for his non-vulnerable game.
Well, that was a mistake, wasn't it? 3 diamonds.
Yep.
Of course, he's got a nice hand, but his partner doesn't guarantee 3 spades. And anyway, say that he had 3 to the 9. If you had to set up that diamond suit, you've no idea what partner's got in diamonds. It's just too ambitious.
And your English friend agrees with you, David. He even says that 3 diamonds is bizarre. How can you bid on?
The one thing that is not bizarre and is pretty good is Zia first round. You see, he dealt to say that he was interested in penalties like many players would. Then they'd have been warned off. Might still have gone for some number, but it would be one level lower. Oh, I see. He's passed 3 diamonds.
Yeah, but do you think 2 spades would have been any cheaper? Because Zia was planning to double 2 spades, wasn't he? Otherwise he wouldn't have passed.
No. I mean, I think that's a good bid by Sam, unlike his partner. Plus 3 diamonds. He knows partner's only got 5 spades. Pretty obviously I wouldn't double 3 diamonds if he didn't have good defense to spades. So, this is a real big one here. Mr. Toshinsky has stepped into a quagmire and is vanishing into the mud. That was a good trap set by Zia just to pass smoothly. As Reese would describe it, like a man going to his own funeral.
Yes, that's true. This would probably be a good board for them. However, they lost 9 imps on board 7. When 5 hearts in the other room was not doubled. It went 4 down, but it wasn't doubled. well, Vytas leading the match, indeed, but they're leading by 13, aren't they? Yeah, it is 30 to 43 at the moment, but it will change after board 9, I'm sure.
Well, I don't think we're judging by results there. I just think that's a bad bid.
Yes, but many would do it, David, because they think, well, I do have extras in terms of playing strength. And partner will often have 3 spades for his 2 spade bid. So maybe we have the game on. I think many would do that. I would count their losers. Well, I have a spade loser, I have a diamond loser, I have 2 club losers, 4 loser hand. I have taken, so I bid 3 diamonds. I think it's the wrong way of thinking, but I think many would.
Yep, well, you may be right there. I mean, it's really our friend Zia who has earned this by passing, because I don't think many people would think of passing quickly enough. Only because passed that he's took another bid. Still, how Yassem must have hated hearing 3 diamonds. Hated hearing it get doubled. Of course, he was right to pass 3 diamonds, and a reason we didn't mention is that he wanted his partner to play it.
Well, I'm told it's unlucky, but 3 diamonds is not a bad bid. I have to disagree there. It's not because I know the layout. I think that it is a bad bid.
Yes, but I mean, after what you said last time, I don't think it's as bad as I thought originally, because I mean, there are quite a lot of points out, and you might think, oh well, my partner needs a fair hand to bid any more than spades at the minimum level, and he might have had a fair share of Zia's points, for example. So I'm inclined to sort of give Zia half the credit, plus 0.5 to Zia, minus 0.5 to Zhinsky. It's often said that beginners are terrified of going down, and that's why they underbid so much. And experts are absolutely incredibly terrified of missing a game. That's why they sometimes overbid. Obviously, it's favour the expert approach in general.
I think 3 hearts is about right, isn't it? 3, 4, 5, 6 losers, vulnerable. I think 3 hearts is fine. I know some would open. I opened 3.
It's obviously what West was expecting.
Well, he wasn't. What was he expected? He wouldn't have raised to 4 hearts in that case. He knows that 4 hearts won't make if partner has 6 tricks. He doesn't have enough tricks.
Well, what I meant was he
or 7
was
tricks.
expecting an incredibly good hand. I mean, that's be more powerful pre-evident.
I think it's just perfect. So, well, I have 7 tricks, partner. Can you produce 2? Then we can make the contract. And West has 2 tricks, and they can make 3 hearts.
What would you not open 3 hearts without the king of spades then?
2, 3, 4, 7 losers. Well, no, I'm very disciplined, vulnerable at the 3 level, David. Yeah, you know the Bill Jacobs approach. I kind of like it. Vulnerable.
Oh gosh, well.
Yeah, vulnerable. Yes, I do.
What about? I expect Peter Lund agrees with you.
He does.
I mean, I found the problem
He
is
doesn't even
that you can go about 2.5 months without picking up a vulnerable 3-bid. So it's not just a question of how nice it is if you know partner's got a particular hand for a 3-bid. It's of all the easy runs that you're giving the opponents by not preempting. You have to be somewhere in the middle, as I see it.
Well, I appreciate that, but against that, partner will raise when he shouldn't. Do you see that? Because he expects more. Three hearts is okay, but 3 hearts is only okay because the ace of spades is on side. 4 hearts is, of course, always down. I know there is a layout that allows you to make 4 hearts. Doubles and king queen of clubs, for instance. And the ace of spades on side. Forget about it. So we are halfway through the match. They play 30 boards and 30 boards to go. See, 1 club, 1 spade overcalled, double by north. See, I will be 2 hearts. And that's likely where it will stop.
Yes, M is close to a double. Yes, he has doubled take out. So, East bids clubs. See, a passes quite correctly. Next draft bids a 3rd heart. Well, whatever happens to this, it shows anyway Yassem was right to contest. He didn't want to sell out to a heart fit, I think. too level. You know, I've mentioned several times today how I read a lot of old magazines. And I mean they would have probably doubled on the West Hand, saying, well, I can't bid a spade, I've got an opening bid, even though they've only got one heart. But nowadays that's yet another of the misguided parts about bidding years ago. Now people are willing to overcall on quite good hands, so they realise they're not going to get into spades with a 5-3 fit unless they do bid the spades. Even over a heart you would bid one spade rather than doubling.
That's clear. Get a good 5-card major in. Now what should West do now? He doesn't like to set up the diamonds. The 9 was a discouraging signal. He doesn't like to switch to the king of spades because the ace of spades must be in the declarer's hand. They switch to singleton trump. The 10 can hardly cost.
Well, club is not looking good once the void goes down in dummy. No, I think you're right. So far doesn't look that dangerous. I mean, this declarer's got king 9 and you'll be able to finesse on later anyway. Suppose Mextroff could be fairly confident that Zia had 4 hearts. Probably could find another bid if he only had 3. Even if he knew of a 4 forfeit to go to 3 hearts, well, not necessarily going to be right. But it was on this hand, so well done.
Yeah, well now the play is easy for Sia. He will make his contract. The diamonds have been set up. So 9 tricks now. In the other semi-final, Ventin has a good set at the moment, and they're not now, or he and his team are now in the lead by 5 against Zimmermann. There's no oops. The Clara still has 9 tricks.
Yes, Al Holland at 1100 hand because East didn't take another bid at the other table. So our poor East player is going to have that board resting heavily on his shoulder for the rest of this match.
So here's a cold Grand Slam. You can play the Grand Slam in clubs, in spades and in trump.
Hearts as well.
Indeed, yes.
Right, well, people at Peter Lundt's club who don't like that 3-diamond.
Yeah, we wouldn't know. Peter has had a British club
No, but in his coterie of players, same with Bill Jacobs. I mean, it just looks like a 3-diamond bid. You can't just say, oh, we might get doubled and go 3 off. It's not very easy for them to do that. Meanwhile, you take away a huge amount of bidding space. I just think that's right. I mean, Mextroth knows what he's doing.
So 5 diamonds asking for the Queen spades. 4 hearts was a cubit.
Ah, gosh, this hasn't gone well for them, has it?
Yeah, it has. 5 of trumps should show the Queen of spades without a side king.
Yeah, I know, but if it's a 5-2 fid, what about the Jack? And they've got a big fid in clubs.
Right, but it's not easy to get to clubs unless West can bid for clubs as a natural bid. I mean, East had to bid 3 spades. Do you agree with that, don't you?
3 spades, yes. Well, yeah. Okay, so maybe 4 diamonds just shows a strong hand and isn't a cubit agreeing spades. No, but East cubit in hearts shows 1 key card.
And the Queen of spades. So he's marked with the King, Queen of spades, King of hearts. But he must have a little more for his 3 spade bid.
What responses are they playing to the Queen ask? Normally you show... Yeah, it's going to be difficult to bid the Grand Slam anyway.
I like 5 no trumps to confirm the Queen with
No side king. What's wrong with the king of hearts? I mean, is that already cubed it?
Yep. You can't show it twice, can you? I don't know, for no trumps could easily pick diamonds to show one key card and a diamond void. I don't know how they play that.
Well, anyway, what I'm going to say is that this awkwardness is partly due to the 3 diamond bid, and there's a really good bid, and I'm willing to fight to my dying day anyone who says, oh, when you're vulnerable you should have more. Just makes life too easy. That's the last thing that Mexroth can be accused of.
So obviously Tuschinski knows that they have all key cards. Otherwise partner wouldn't bid 6 diamonds now. They are in a small sum anyway. So yes, he has extras. Well, that's fine.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's absolutely wonderful. I mean, it's not easy at all. It looks it when you're rock solid with tricks to spare, but I'm in 7 no trumps as well. Well, that's marvellous. Well done.
Yeah.
See how good 7 no trumps is, because that might have worked when the jack of spades was missing and there was a spade loser. Well, that's really great leap over the hurdle. That's. Well, I think yes. I'm going to sit upright in my chair. I've been stunned out of my disgraceful lazing position. Well done, lads. That was great.
Meanwhile, Mahaffey scored 12 imps on board number 9. So it's now Vytas by the real score is 42-43.
Maybe if Mexroth was non-vulnerable, he'd have made it 4 diamonds. And then that would have been tricky for them.
Well, I'm not sure, David. It would probably have made it easier, because now East would have to bid 4 spades rather than 3. And who can stop West? Like 1 note trump, and many jump to 2 note trumps, and I strongly disagree. This is 1 note trump.
Tempting to overbid with 4 jacks in your hand.
Oh, our colleagues talking about the double, David, of 1 diamond. Yeah, ideally you are 4-3 in the majors. 12 counts, 3-3. Not clear. Many would pass.
It's a lot better than bidding 2 clubs on that suit, we can say that.
So it looks like a trick, doesn't it? You lose 4 hearts and a diamond. I'm asked, was it obvious to play the Queen of Hearts as south? No, it wasn't obvious. It was. If you don't play the Queen, then the declarer will take a trick if partner has left from Ace-King. But it's not obvious.
There have been a couple of big penalties given away, unnecessarily as we might say it. But I think, well, they don't think they've been taxed, have they, in the card play or the defence? Have we seen anything special, Roland?
No, I don't think so. Well, this would have been a pass out in the good old days, 50, 60 years ago. But pass outs do not exist anymore. You see?
A lot of people use the rule of 15, where you add the number of spades you've got to the number of points to decide if you should open. See, if Mextroth didn't have 4 spades, he wouldn't risk opening a 1 diamond in 4th and stirring them into a spade fit.
Yeah. But do you have to bet? Is the question.
Some people play inverted raises over an overcall.
Are inverted races on by a passed hand? Are they on after interference? You have to ask yourself all those questions and hopefully agree with your partner. So this is a pass-out hand, and they'll probably arrive in game. See, you're thinking about racing to 5 diamonds.
I think he's more or less shown his hand, hasn't he? And he needs 5 diamonds facing a possible 3-carder. He needs about that number of points. He can knows that his partner's Mexroth knows his partner's short in spades, so I mean you could say Zia has described his, of course that's
indeed.
luck position with Jack 10 of diamonds dropping. Only 1 diamond loser.
Yes, but 1 diamond will be 4 cards most of the time. It's only with this particular shape that 1 diamond can be 3. 4, 4, 3, 2.
Probably Zia would say he was entitled to expect a reasonable opening bid in the 4th seat.
He hasn't heard about the rule of 15, also known as Pearson's rule.
Well, he has 15.
Exactly. I'm sure Zia has heard about it. The par could have a hand like this. Although some would pass it, some would open. You have done, sir. You'll still go for diamonds.
Well, I'm flipping it really. It's a suit worth mentioning if you got a ace queen to 5 or something, but if you're having to open the 3-card suit,
So he went an extra down. No. Oh yes, he did.
yeah, I got a rough.
I've been asked to post a link to Pearson Points, and I found an article written by Larry Cohen, and I posted it in the room.
I can't find the view graph names that you mentioned. Am I meant to be looking under kibitzers?
No. Do you see all the kibitzers now? Do you see 1834 kibitzers? I mean, do you see that to the far right on your screen? I do. I have it who is online. Kibitzers, yes. Okay? Do you have that up, David? No reply. I'm going to explain how you find, but maybe you're away now.
Sorry, no, I was forgetting to press the button. I say I can't see anything beginning with VU. I can see your name there.
Listen, go all the way down. All the way. Don't you see a button with My Friends? Be right back and find member.
Right. What? This is go all past the Z names, you mean?
You don't have to go anywhere. Just look down, down, down.
Well, the list ends in 4Z9990.
Surely you can't have all the kibitzers on your screen at the same time. You don't have to scroll down. Just leave it as it is. If you have the kibitzers on now, you'll see around 1834, top right. Do you have that?
No, I have Kibitzer 2043.
But it doesn't matter. Don't scroll. Just look, 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 look until you get to the bottom of your screen. Do you see 3 buttons there? One with My Friends,
yes.
One with and one with Find Member.
Yes.
So what if you type Vugraph 01 in the empty
into the
box?
Blank space. Ah.
Yes.
Right. I thought. Okay, I've got it. Yeah.
Meanwhile, East-West got to 3 spades. They have a nice fit, but they have many losers. 3 clubs, a heart, and a spade. For down 2. Down 1, sorry, down 1. So 2 no trumps would not have been. What about 3 diamonds? That would. So this is not bad for East-West. Again, the real score is 42 to 43. We must deduct 7 imps from the Mahaffey score. We had the wrong carryover.
Well, anyway, it's a good, healthy, contested auction. See, it reminds us how players at this level contest the part score pretty fiercely.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they may have got it wrong by a trick or 2, then there's always the chance the other side will then get it wrong again.
Yeah. This is a danger hand for north-south. Getting to slam, for instance. That is the danger. A slam that can't make. Whether they find the heart rough or not doesn't matter. Ah, that explains it. He pulled the wrong card from the base. He opened diamond instead of 1-0 trump. He had just a normal C, a 1-0 trump opening. 16 high, 2-4-5-2. That's just normal to bid a no trump and open a no trump another diamond, because you don't have a rebid after one diamond and one spade for partner. So if opens, and I think he will, then it may be difficult for them to stop short of slam.
Well, he'll
When
only
he goes
raise.
one,
East is going to come
yeah,
in,
raise the two.
isn't he?
Yes,
But
one diamond, east will overcall a heart, and south will double, right?
Well, one spade is enough, isn't it?
Yeah, should be, particularly after the overcall of one heart. Yeah, then one spade is enough. I agree.
Gosh, what a lot of what a lot of bids they find.
two no trumps. What would support?
Well, I mean, I think he knows that they followed 4-4 in spades, for heaven's sake. He's just saying that we might be better off in no trumps because he's very flat. So I suppose if Mexerov had the same as he had a while ago, 4-4-3-2 shot with Queen of Clubs or something, might be better in no trumps.
Yes, he has points to spare, so he might be 3-no trumps. Although that could be. As the cards lie, but it could have been different.
I mean, Zia would have bid a spade, would he, if he didn't have spades? So, is that how they play
I believe so, yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I just don't follow it. I mean, they've got a 4-4 fit. Why should he think 4 spades is going down when he's got 16 points?
It's not a very good contract on a club lead. 3-no, that is.
Well, it's another example of him being a bit fortunate after a dubious action.
Board 12 was a push. 7 no trumps at both tables. Well done.
Oh no, I can't bear it. North passed on King Queen Jack to 7. One club pass. Oh dear, oh dear. I must quickly switch that off. That is so awful.
Yeah, that's Scarberry's. Here's a one. Peter
I know,
can.
of course he is. Yeah, but I mean, shame.
He's been good enough for 3 diamonds and would have been artificial. So he had no overcall.
Yes, I hand them all the cards in the box to get to 7 no trumps.
Well, he is extremely lucky. Keep West the king of clubs instead of the king of diamonds. And he would go down in 3 no trumps with 4 spades coat.
I mean, Zia could instead have bid 3 spades over 3 hearts, assuming that 2 hearts sets up a game force. He's already bid 2 no trumps to offer an alternative contract. And 2 no trumps and 3 no trumps. What North meant to do?
He has 9 tricks now. And he'll probably take 9. He's not going to risk any diamond finesse. Yeah, the best East can do is actually to discard 2 diamonds. He has to keep his heart, of course, his hearts and his club to partner, so throw 2 diamonds. Good discard. Looks like a man who has now unguarded the king of diamonds, doesn't it, David? Yeah, it does. Oh, so much for that. Now, West uncarded the king of diamonds. So here's the automatic over trick.
Still, if he'd thrown a club,
Oh, he
well,
did.
he did throw a club.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. But a bit lucky, still. Right, 6 more imps, or 6 imps rather. Vytas, was it? Board number 13? Yeah. East-West overbid in the other room. 3 no trumps. Down 1. Did West jump to 2 no trumps, I wonder? He did. Your friend Boyer Brogeland thought it was worth 2 no trumps, David.
Well, 1 brownie point to you for suggesting the bid.
Yeah, but where did East find 3 no trumps from? He had made a take-out double. Lousy 12 count.
Yeah, well, I mean, he knows how cautious his partner is. Right, well, this is a dead board if ever there was one. Should be quick. Perhaps someone should write a computer program that could analyze a set of 16 or 20 boards and give it a percentage value for interest sake value. Yes, it had a KB score of 7%, which was pretty good. The third set, 29%.
Well, we saved all the interest for the last set. You'll see when you come back from your... Was it a wine test tonight for you? I think it was.
Yes. And I must tell you that just for the first time, I'm going to take a taxi each way. I mean, sometimes I drive and go into Winchester by bus, but still I've got a small journey to make by car. After the bus brings me back, I have to stand in the cold for ages. So I'm going to lash out with a taxi each way this time. Spend some of my vast fortune.
Yeah, it's very cold in England, I read. And will be for a few days, right? Like -8, 10 or some such?
Yes. Oh no, no, not in the south. It wouldn't be that. No, no. It very, very rarely goes very far under 0. It's just been close to 0 for quite a long time, but it's not what you would call cold up in the frozen Nordic wastes.
No, it's not cold. Sweden, Norway, not Denmark. It's a lowland. No, we have around 0, -2, 3.
How people can choose to live somewhere where it goes down to -20 or something with a 20-mile-an-hour wind, I've yet to find out.
Yes, but people do live there in Norway, Sweden and Finland. And one of our friends, Marco Pekkinen, runner-up, now tells me, here it's only -20 now, so it's not that cold. He's from Finland.
Perhaps the fact that he's watching on BBO tells us something about the temperature outside.
Well, this isn't too exciting either, because it's easy to bid and make east-west, and they have, if with West as declarer, they have the diamond stop twice on north with all the entries, so it will depend. It will be west in no trump, and there's no problem played from the west hand.
See if East was on play in some no trump contract. Be a bit of a long shot for Zia to lead one of his 4-card suits. It would be his duty to look for partner's long suit, and although partner is slightly more likely to have clubs if they just bid sides, might choose a diamond anyway, because then you give you more chance of setting up partner's suit if he happened to have diamonds. So the weaker your hand is, the more likely you'll lead a short suit. Try and find partner's length. He may have a 5-card suit somewhere and be cursing the fact that he's not on lead.
So just a normal contract. So Maxwell will of course lead a diamond. The only question is whether he will cash a top diamond first, since he has a side entry.
I think a low one is the better shot, don't you? Partner might have queen doubles or jack to 3 with a dummy.
Well, the queen can't be a dummy when West bids a no trump. Right, have the diamonds stopped, right?
Yeah, probably.
The other table has caught up? What do you mean? They are on board 15.
Sometimes it works well to play ace-king in another, so that you don't get thrown in later in the play where it's got a single stopper and wins the first round.
So 4 more imps to Vytas on extras. Decided to open in the 4th seat. Going to, he didn't go too down, but he went down. It wasn't a pass out in the other room. East West were in 3 spades, down 1. In that room, East had an opener, 1 spade.
I expect this has been a fairly reasonable average set of boards. We sometimes get so spoilt with something really marvellous, like the end of the last session yesterday, that we expect it to happen all the time, but there haven't been that many part scores. And in a previous set, Roland and I had a triplet of 1 no trump contracts back to back to enjoy. I think this has been not so bad. Quality of the boards depends to some extent on the viewer. If you're feeling a bit tired, you think, oh, I wish they'd been a bit better. And if you're some aspiring 23-year-old just about to step into your national junior team, you said, oh, I found it very interesting.
How about a claim? 10 tricks. Is that too much to ask? Oh, surely. Okay.
Gosh, that's very worrying. Do you think they can hear your commentary, Roland?
Yep.
The moment you said it, he got his act together.
Well, why doesn't Donald Trump surprise me?
Well, that certainly made shut up East, didn't it? Got right up his nose. He just couldn't come in over 1 no trump.
Yeah. That's right. 2, 3, 4. Well, 3 no looks like a make, doesn't it? And they wouldn't maybe otherwise get to it. If you open a club, 1 club, 1 spade, sorry, 1 club, 1 heart from south, then you'll probably rebid 2 clubs. And then you won't get to, I don't know, maybe south would be 2 no trump. I don't think there's anything they can do here.
No, partners opened 1 club in the 3rd seat, non-vulnerable, so not going to push to 2 no trumps.
Shouldn't you play a diamond to the 10 and lead a club up in case West is dealt a singleton ace, David?
Gosh, that's a tiny chance, isn't it?
Yeah, but it can't cost. You still have 4 diamonds.
6 of the 5-1 breaks.
I thought that would be good technique.
well, the chance of a fun is, heaven knows what, 18% perhaps, and it's a sixth of that, so it's a 3% shot.
Mm-hmm. But when you don't risk anything, why not?
Right, over the last board, and they've played a lot more quickly at our table than the other one, which is at least one lucky thing that Roland and I have found running in our favour various sessions that we've done. Many thanks to our wonderful operator, Amal, who is one of the tournament's top operators, assigned to B01 because that's where they expect the spectators to be, that's where they want to have their best operators on display. Well, he's been great, so I'm sure we'd all like to thank him. Thanks to some of the world's top players for us, and them to show us that they're human by going for a couple of big penalties. And thanks very much to Roland Vout, my co-commentator. He is a real man, I can tell you, because he's doing 3 2-hour 50 sessions today, which is a lot. My limit is 2, anyway.
All 4 days?
Well, not
Tuesday,
every day.
Wednesday, Thursday,
and
yes, Friday.
Yes,
yeah.
That's right. Yes. I mean, feel free to send him a message if you want to know what pills he's taking. And who else must I thank? Yes, I must thank Pierre Zimmerman for creating on the fundraiser funder. It's absolutely marvellous. This is a great tournament, and I'm going to look forward to watching it at least, and probably commentating on it for however many more years the good Lord grants me. And thanks to Yo as well for allowing us to watch this free of charge. Looks in the likely outcome of this deal.
Yeah. Before I do, on board 15, where 3-note trumps was allowed to make, played by South, where West didn't find the spade lead, when 1-note trumps, 3-note trumps, and West broke and was on lead with small ace X, ace to 4, jack third, and led a diamond, where spade lead would have killed it. So that was allowed to make 12 imps to Vytas. And now leading by 20, because Mahaffey has no more than 42. What about 3 spades? What do you want to know about 3 spades, David?
I want to know about it. Well, expects his partner to have spades for the double.
All I can say is that you missed a lay-down game, vulnerable game. Although the king of hearts is wasted, I mean, king of spades onside, king of diamonds doubles are onside, and the ace of clubs onside. How could that have been a game?
Well, I think Max Roth did pretty well not to pass over 2-note trumps. I mean, 3 spades is fine, and well bid to him. But he could hardly get spades, could he?
Well, it's
with regard to
automatic.
Brogeland's lead, yeah, Brogeland might well have led a spade, because I mean, 1-note trump, 3-note trumps, in order to be able, he figures to have something good in the minus. I mean, of course it can work out differently, but leading from 4 cards to an honour is not usually productive. So anyway, there you go. That's a big double swing, isn't it? Because they gain a lot, and on the Vytas side, and they might have lost a little bit. And that's going to make you and Peter's task watching the final set more interesting.
Yeah, we just don't know where to go. You see, Zimmerman leads by 13. I don't know what the margin will be here, but I still think that most people will go to the Sear table for the last set. Right. So when it is soon, I would take a break and come back 5 minutes past the hour. I'm not going to the other room. Same applies to David. Enough is enough. Tomorrow will be even more grueling for me because I have a 1.5 hour lesson in the morning before the set with a pair from New Zealand.
Did you say it started an hour earlier than normal?
That's about half an hour earlier. Tomorrow, 8:30 your time, David.
8:30 at my time. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Because this morning, as I had to write that article about Brogeland's fabulous hand yesterday, the Winter Olympics before the first session started. Dear me, the hardships we commentators had to endure. Anyone who hasn't seen it yet, it is board 18 of the session of yesterday's play, the quarter-finals. Truly wonderful play by Brogeland, netting a slam that required near to the and winning the match as a result of it, and that's why he's playing here today, because of his excellent effort. Helgemode didn't make it, and I don't think anyone else bid it, and only one of the pairs in game managed to make 12 tricks, so it was a really unusual and fantastic piece of card reading by him. It took him 20 minutes at least, maybe more, and they were running well over time, but still, it was worth it. Had 3,850 people watching his moment of glory. Very enjoyable. Thanks to you all for watching.
5 minutes past the hour with Peter Lund. See you tomorrow morning, David. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, Roland. Bye.
Have tonight.